quit playing yourself.
Hey, yo, quit playing.
Hey.
Quit playing yourself.
RadioUTD.
Opinions expressed on Radio UTD are those of the individual expressing them and are not necessarily those of the University Administration, the Board of Regents of the University of Texas System, or of the operating board of the radio station.
Good morning, Radio UTD. Oh my gosh. I don't have you on.
I've been silenced.
Are you silent or were you silenced?
I was silenced.
Good morning. My name is Gavin Arriaga. I am the editor-in-chief of AMP Magazine, and I am joined right now by...
I am Mickey Dolphin. I am the assistant marketing director at AMP Magazine.
Heck yeah. AMP episode.
For real.
For now. We'll see.
Now.
Let's see, and you'll have to bear with me, because today I'm not just Gavin, I am DJ Gavin.
This is your DJ Sona.
So I'm still figuring things out. If I make mistakes, sorry.
It's fine.
It's fine.
I mean, even radio people make mistakes. It's not like,
no,
it's not an unfamiliar concept.
Radio people are perfect, and they've never made a mistake
They've never
in their
done
lives.
anything wrong in their entire lives, ever.
But yeah, so we have a few things to discuss today. I don't know if there was anything in particular you wanted to start with.
I guess like right off the bat, if we're going in terms of like my personal level of interest in the news
Sure.
stories that we have, one that I've also heard some people talking about is the recent Governor Abbott shenanigans regarding free speech policies. Or did he pass some? It was an executive order, right?
I don't know the exact type of policy it was, but basically he ordered universities to revise their free speech policies.
Yeah, I'm looking at. Yeah, it says Executive Order GA44.
Okay.
To punish what he described as increasing anti-Semitism on college campuses, linked to, as they're calling it, the Israel-Hamas war. So,
yeah.
Interesting.
Interesting. You know, we have some thoughts on that usually. But what I will say is definitely I have seen an increase in anti-Semitism, genuinely. But also I know that that's probably not all of the kind of speech that is probably being discussed here.
They're kind of lumping a lot of things under the category. They're lumping legitimate anti-Semitism under it, obviously, which is good. But they are also lumping just what is, just generally free speech in general regarding certain topics under anti-Semitism, which I've been seeing a lot of lately.
It feels like an excuse to get people to stop expressing certain opinions under the guise of it being hate speech when it's probably not.
Yeah, it's interesting because as I was reading it, I saw a familiar name in here. Do you remember FIRE?
Oh my gosh.
The free speech.
They're always on the scene.
They are, but in this case, I actually agree with them this time. It's like, I don't know, because we've teased them a little bit before on some interesting takes they've had in the past. But in this case, they're actually saying that this is, in their opinion, limiting free speech on campuses.
Right.
And I was like, okay, they have a actually pretty good opinion for once.
I mean, it's tough when it comes to free speech on college campuses because obviously the thing with politics and free speech is speech is free until you don't agree with it and then it gets censored. So it's tough, because obviously you don't want to defend hate speech,
right.
But then if you try to define hate speech, sometimes it's not allowing actual free speech,
It's a difficult line to straddle. I definitely think, in my opinion, they're overstepping a little bit with this one.
I think so.
And I'm definitely not the only person that thinks that, but we'll see. I think, what did they say? I think schools apparently have to be in compliance by report compliance by June 25th.
Okay, so not this school year, it would be over the summer.
I guess so.
Yeah.
But I'm worried about SJP because they are
I'm worried about SJP. I'm
prime
worried
target
about
for this.
Publications like AMP, like Merc. Because the scary thing is that it's not just you're not allowed to say whatever you want. It's if you use certain phrases I think the one that
from the river to the sea.
From the river to the sea. If you say stuff like that, apparently you have the potential to be expelled, which is really harsh, I guess.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's one of those things where it's enforcing it is difficult. It's sort of what was it? the like abortion stuff where it was like, oh, you know, your doctor can like, or no, was it abortion stuff or transgender stuff where they're like, your doctor can it was trans stuff.
Oh, yeah.
It was like your doctor can report you to the state if your parents allow you to transition as like a teenager.
Remember hearing about that.
But like no one reported it because doctors are like, bro, I ain't reporting that.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, it's hard to enforce.
So I'm assuming a lot of, hopefully, fingers crossed, if this develops, hopefully a lot of professors and faculty and whoever else with, you know, a position of power just chooses not to report it.
Just, you know, I do not see it.
I do not see it. I do not perceive it. What are you talking about?
You know, there's nothing wrong.
No.
Nothing's happening.
So we'll just have to see how that develops. But that was an interesting, that caught my eye when I was looking over the recent Merck stories. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it's the big story right now. So as much as it's annoying and a little bit confusing to talk about, it's important for people to know that that's happening. We love Texas.
Yippee!
Yippee!
I love this state so
Oh
much
my
that's
God.
constantly trying to do horrible things to us.
I love trying to be a human and the state not letting me. Anyways, besides that,
I think, was it you or no? It was one of the other big ones was what was it? The fridge, the physics fridge.
The fridge.
The
Oh,
fridge.
I didn't read it that in depth, to be honest. What was the kind of? I saw something about like there's a fridge.
There's an alert. There is a really cold fridge on campus.
Yeah.
Really cold. Apparently, the quantum transport lab at UTD is like observing particle behaviors by putting them in absolute zero temperatures.
Oh, cool.
And I'll admit, I'm not like STEM brained. I like science, but I don't know a lot about it. So as I was reading this, I was like, wait, I thought it was like technically impossible to get to absolute zero, but apparently it's not. Or like maybe they're getting really, really close to it, but
but then you wouldn't call it absolute.
Yeah,
right?
so then I'm
So
like,
I guess it has.
I guess
to
it is
be.
possible. I think I'm just behind the times, but anyway.
Well, I know that. I feel like I've heard about absolute zero like in space and stuff, but I
Yeah.
didn't know that humans could reach that.
Yeah.
point.
Well, I mean, if we can like smash atoms together, we could probably make things really, really cold. I don't know.
That's definitely the same process.
It's within the realm of possibility. Can you
Yeah.
tell that I have only taken a handful of science courses in my life?
Here, it says it reaches temperatures as low as 10 millikelvins. And absolute zero is like 0 Kelvin.
So it's close.
It's very close.
It's close. Okay, so I was technically right.
Yeah.
Okay, we're getting there. All right.
You know, you're smart. You
Yeah,
got this.
I'm smart when I rub my couple of brain cells together. But yeah, it's so they can record particle activity at an inconceivably small scale.
Cool.
and-
Literally.
Yeah.
Literally cool.
Cool, super cool. No, it's really neat though. I mean, like I feel like every week or every other week I'm finding out about some like insane contraption that we have on campus that
for
people just
real.
use, and I'm like, oh, you can do that.
I love science.
Science is so cool.
I don't always understand it, but I love it.
That's part of the reason why it's so cool is because I don't understand
Yeah, exactly. It's just like, whoa, we can do what?
Yeah, it's
Crazy.
It's apparently 10 millikelvins is negative 459 degrees Fahrenheit.
Dang.
So just imagine being in there. You would like.
I would die.
You would die.
Yeah, I would be like Arnold in Magic School Bus.
Oh, and he like
Dude,
got from.
he takes the helmet off.
And then he like turns into a block of ice and
Yeah.
dies, and everyone has to witness their classmate like perishing in front of them horrifically.
Exactly.
We should recreate that.
I was gonna say, I wish. Kidding.
Turns myself into a block of ice in front of you and changes the trajectory of your life forever.
Sounds pog.
Sounds pretty pog, champ.
Sounds pretty pog, champ.
Science is pog, champ.
What are we talking about?
We're talking about PogChamp. We're talking about particle physics. PogChamp physics.
Sorry, I'm just looking at the student government stuff really quick to see if I have anything to say on this.
Yeah, we unfortunately on the
know
roster
much about
today we
student
got two
government.
people who don't know much about student government. So we will try to be as informative as possible regarding that.
Yeah.
But
I do know they recently had, maybe it wasn't student government. There was some kind of like debate event or something that Merck went to recently. I don't know what's happening ever.
here at Student Media, we don't know what any of our peers are doing.
Aren't I so like reliable and
Yeah.
as an editor-in-chief, just like, quote, I don't know what's happening ever.
Quote, IDK, Gavin Arriaga.
Literally, me at any given moment. Let me see. Yeah, I don't know.
I'm taking a
people.
peeksy too.
I'm sorry, I don't know your names or faces. I'm sure you're cool.
I was gonna say, if you want to get the actual story, not just ad-libbed from us, it is currently on the Merc website.
Yeah, go read the Merc
Who's
website.
in the SG exec race?
Yeah, I'm just looking at the names of the tickets because I think they're funny. So it's like two people like running together. So the first one is Spirit. The second one is Empowered. And the third one is Your Campus, Your Vision, smiley face.
I do love the addition of the smiley face.
I love the smiley face.
It makes me want to listen to what they have to say.
Yeah, it makes
I'm so easy to win over.
It makes me want to put a smiley face on my face.
Yeah.
I want to smile.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. Let me see. Spirit ticket. Increased transparency between UTD and the students, and increased school spirit. Including apparently Spirit. Includes the Spirit Rocks. They want to reinstate the Spirit Rocks. So
Heck yeah.
Part of their campaign. Yeah, I didn't read this very much. I feel like I should.
I did skim it, but that was several hours ago, and I was a little tired, so.
I think we're all a little tired. I think we all sing.
I think we all sing. I think we're all a little tired.
It's okay. And then Empower, it just says, empowering the student body. It's in the name. Makes sense. Let's see, and Your Campus, Your Vision. Bring a lot of innovative ideas, a lot of mind-blowing ideas. Sounds like
quote.
Sounds like a person I can get behind. Let's see. Sorry.
No, I'm also skimming.
I'm just like silent on air.
Oh, I forgot how to read.
Same. It's because we're on a time crunch. It's okay.
It's fine.
For the Your Campus, Your Vision, it says students should vote for us because we feel that we are not someone who are the leaders or we're trying to be a president for student body. We are one of them.
Sort of a man of the people. In the gender neutral sense.
Yeah.
You don't have to be a man to be a man of the people.
Exactly.
Or the man of the hour.
Agreed. And then other stuff.
What was the thing that you sent something interesting about, like an AI language, sort of like.
Let me look. This was actually on the Merc website from maybe a week or two ago. Because if you don't know me, I'm obsessed with languages and etymology and linguistics and all of that. So I found this kind of interesting that a UTD alum recently created a new language learning app. And it's meant to like supplement other learning. It's not like you just download this and you're good. But it's like for helping you remember vocabulary. And so what it is it creates little what are those called? Like when you have like a little trick to help you remember something. I did. Yeah.
Memory associative terms.
Let me see. It's in the article somewhere. I can't remember what it's called, but like the example they give is like basically like through ChatGPT or through AI, they're able to like generate more of these vocabulary like examples. And so the one that they show in the article is like in Spanish, like pollo is chicken, and so they show a drawing of a chicken wearing a polo shirt, so that you can remember it better by like thinking of the image. What is this called?
I just remember pollo because it's in Breaking Bad.
Wait, what?
Yeah, Los Pollos Hermanos.
Los Pollos Hermanos?
That's Breaking Bad.
I haven't watched Breaking Bad.
It's good. I mean, I'm sure many people have told you that. I'm not like the first guy to be like, hey, watch Breaking Bad.
I just know it's silly.
It is very silly at times. It's very silly and very intense at times.
Sorry, my brain.
No, it's fine. That's my fault. It's too Breaking Bad.
It's not your fault. It's not your fault. What is the mnemonic?
Okay.
A mnemonic. That's the word. So it's an app that gives you mnemonics to help remember vocabulary, and so they have 6 languages right now, so it's still starting up, and it seems cool.
Yeah, no, it looks really interesting because I know like because it's more about like language accessibility than AI, but I do think it's really nice that like
Sorry.
I'm James.
Hello.
I'm Liam. And we're Native Fox. You're listening to Radio UTD.
I knew it was coming up. I didn't know it would interrupt.
I got jump scared by these fellas.
That was my cue to do the Mercury Morning report. Sorry about that.
Alrighty. Well, thank you for the shout out. Maybe we should get into the report.
Yeah, Native Fox. Thank you so much. I'm just gonna mute you for a second.
Okay.
Don't worry. Okay, so it is March 31st, 2024 at the University of Texas at Dallas. Good morning and welcome to the Mercury Morning News. I'm Gavin Arriaga, your reporting host for our 5-minute news segment. Governor Greg Abbott issued Executive Order GA-44 on March 27th, obligating higher education institutions in Texas, including UTD, to punish what he describes as an increasing anti-Semitism on college campuses linked to the Israel-Hamas war. To comply with the order, UTD must revise its free speech policies to address the sharp rise in anti-Semitic speech and acts on college campuses, and establish and enforce punishments for students, staff, and faculty violating the policy, including expulsion from the university. UTD's updated free speech policy must also include Texas's definition of anti-Semitism, adopted in 2016, which follows the definition established by the International Holocaust Remembrance Alliance. According to the university's current free speech policy, UTD prohibits both religious and race-based harassment, which are subject to investigation and the disciplinary process. There is no statement as to the protection of pro-Palestine affiliates or survivors, which has prompted these groups with a petition to revoke and revise what is being criticized as an attack on freedom of speech. In the underground floor of the Bioengineering and Sciences building sits the Quantum Transport Lab, which has now been classified as the coldest spot in North Texas, capable of reaching temperatures as low as 10 millikelvins, negative 459 degrees Fahrenheit, to study particles. The Quantum Transport Lab at UTD investigates particles at an impossibly small scale by putting elements at absolute zero temperatures. Recording their activity at an inconceivably small scale allows the researchers to gain new insights into quantum mechanics. This extreme cold slows down the particles, minimizing thermal noise and enabling clearer observation of their interactions and behaviors in various materials. Last Friday was also a big day for sports at UTD. Both the men and women's tennis teams dominated in their respective game, and the men's basketball team swept their 6th consecutive game victory, with their latest game against Concordia, Texas, coming to a 2-1 victory at the UTD baseball field. This has been the latest from the Mercury newspaper. Now, back to our regularly scheduled program, the Mercury Morning News, live every Sunday at 10 a.m. on Radio UTD.
Yippee!
So sorry to interrupt you.
No, I mean, we are on a news podcast, so we should probably read the news as long as we're here.
Yes, what were you saying?
Oh, what was I saying? I was too enraptured by your voice.
Oh my God, thank you.
Let's see. I was talking about like, because I know I've talked about the AI on the podcast before, but I think it's really cool that like it is being used for things like this.
Yeah.
I don't know, because like you said, it's more supplemental than like a learning platform in and of itself. Sorry, I'm looking at your little guy. She's beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't know. It sounds really cool, and I hope that it takes off.
Yeah.
Speaking as someone who like constantly is like, oh, it'd be so cool to learn this language. It'd be cool to freshen up this language or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I hope it takes off. I wish them all the best.
Totally.
They seem very invested in like. They seem to have a very strong partnership. The two people who developed this app.
Yeah,
so
is it multiple?
It's two lads.
Oh, that's why I got confused, because alumnus is the multiple of... No, alumni is
Alumni
the
is the multiple. Alumnus is singular.
Alumnus in the headline, so I thought it was one person. Anyway.
Well, yeah, it is one person. It's two guys, but only one's an alumnus.
Oh, got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the other lad is he from MIT, actually? Hold on.
Oh, that's sick.
I know one of them has a
/
connection to MIT. But anyway, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's sick.
Oh, and then I also forgot to mention 10% of its net income is donated to the Make-A-Wish Foundation as well.
Right, that is so cool.
So it is also contributing to charity, which is neat.
And that revenue does come from ads, so I don't think there's any like
you don't have to
purchases or anything. Just by using the app,
That's
you're
nice.
donating to Make-A-Wish, which is really
That's
cool.
nice, because I was wondering if it would have like a price tag.
I don't believe so.
Okay, because I was gonna say like Duolingo doesn't have a price tag or other.
Duolingo has a premium service now, but like
but you opt
have
into
a
it.
free version that you can use.
Okay.
But yeah, this is really cool because I was just recently looking into like different language learning apps and stuff like that. So,
because you've talked about how like Duolingo and like a lot of the mainstream ones don't like, they cover it to a point.
Well, because the thing with Duolingo is, now I'm just going to talk about my special interest for like half an hour.
Go for it.
Duolingo was originally devised actually for people learning English. Or at least that was one of the early markets. I don't know if that was like the original concept, but originally Duolingo was serving people, example, like Spanish speakers who want to learn English and move to America. And so that's like English and Spanish, I would say, are probably the most popular languages on Duolingo. And now they've expanded a lot, but the strongest, from what I've heard, the strongest courses on Duolingo are like mainly European languages.
Okay.
And like Romance languages.
Okay.
And so for that reason, like me personally, I'm trying to learn Japanese. The Japanese course on Duolingo, in my opinion, is not very strong. I've heard mixed reviews from other people learning things like Japanese, Korean. So I think in general, the Asian languages on Duolingo are not as strong as the European languages.
I've heard similar stuff, yeah.
Yeah, but there are other apps that are more targeted to Asian languages that could work better. So I've been kind of looking into that to see if there's anything that I should be using, because I'm taking Japanese here at UTD, but I'm going to graduate soon. So I would like to have a way to continue studying, basically.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I think in general, AI, like, I love to shit on AI, but
I think we all do.
I think we all sing, but you know, there are definitely cases where it is useful, and like,
yes,
as long as you're not relying solely on AI and like claiming that as your own work, like, it's totally interesting to see stuff like this where they're like using it as part of the design and using it to help generate more content. So that it's not just like one person coming up with millions of like vocabulary words and little designs and things.
Right.
That. So I think that's really cool. And I'm interested to see where it goes.
Yeah,
and how
me too.
it continues to expand.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
If you want, I can talk a little bit about the gallery.
Please
or
do.
the exhibition, I should say.
I wish I could have gone.
Yeah, I just wish it wasn't so far away. So I guess this does technically fit into slightly more niche news.
But niche?
Well,
fine.
it's niche mostly because we don't have an article on it. This is just something that I participated in as a UTD student.
It's okay.
But this past weekend we had a soft opening of a art gallery that me and 4 other UTD students participated in at Texas Tech Museum up on the TTU campus in Lubbock. It's called Animation is Art, a Multisensory Experience, and there's pieces, it's not just us, it's pieces from all over the world, like internationally, and they're essentially interactive experimental animations that the public are welcome to come and look at and touch and interact with and just sort of like see and hear. It's really cool. It might be one of the coolest things I've ever like participated in. It's whack, because the stuff that we made that's currently in the exhibition, we worked on last semester as part of an independent study under Dr. Christine Veras. And so, like, we were fundraising, you know, to be able to travel to the soft opening, and it happened just this past Saturday, previous, not this Saturday, but like the one before that, the one after spring break. And it was incredible, honestly. If anyone has like family in Lubbock, or if you're going back there at any point, like over the summer, if you live there, anything, if you know someone there, check it out or ask them to check it out. It'll be there, I believe, until June. So y'all got some time. But yeah, it was so much fun, such an honor to participate in that and represent UTD, and just represent like myself and the things that like I want to do. And I don't know, I got to talk to so many cool people that weekend and see so many cool pieces of art. The fine arts students at TTU were like so helpful and welcoming.
Didn't you literally talk to like someone who worked on VeggieTales?
I did. Steve Leeper. He was a layout artist, or he was a layout artist. He has a few titles, but he worked like he worked with them during like the first half of the golden era of VeggieTales, which sounds insane coming
real.
out of my mouth, but trust me, I'm a huge veggie head. I love VeggieTales. Veggie head. So if you want the down low on VeggieTales lore, I got you. But yeah, he was there, I think, right when Big Idea Studios, which is the studio that made VeggieTales, sort of got formed and got momentum, and it wasn't just two guys in a basement. So it was really cool talking to him. His piece, it was weird being in an exhibition with him.
Right? Isn't that crazy?
Full stop. That was already kind of overwhelming, but yeah.
Your art in the same gallery as his. That's crazy.
Literally, I don't know. I took a picture with him and it was awesome. Yeah. But yeah, his piece was an animated short called Toast, and every frame was burned, I guess engraved onto a small toasted piece of bread and or crackers, and it's so cool.
It's so cool.
It's like things that sound really weird but are actually really neat when you see them and interact with them in person. He had all the frames up on like a board, so there was just little pieces of toast, each one slightly different.
Yeah.
So
I'm not gonna tangent on it, but grilled cheeses, if you know, you know.
Grilled cheeses, return of grilled cheeses.
No, I was just gonna say I got to see the WIP stage, like the work in progress stage of y'all's animations last semester.
Yeah, we did a test gallery.
Yes, and that was in ATech last semester for a little while, and I literally saw it like the last day, like they were about to like take it out.
Yeah.
And I ran in like the last hour that I was there before class.
I'm glad you were able to make it.
No, I'm so glad because it was super, super cool. I don't know. I feel like I should describe, because you didn't even describe your animation.
Oh, duh. Yeah, I probably.
people might not understand when you say like it's an interactive animation. Literally, like you touch things, you move things. Like Mickey's was an animation that you view through a kaleidoscope, so you could like move it around and look at it from different like angles in the kaleidoscope. There was also some where like you could spin things and like I don't know, like it was so cool. Just like tangible as well as visual. It was really awesome.
Yeah, it was so much fun to participate in, and it might, you didn't hear this from me, but it might be traveling depending on if other galleries decide to pick it up and vice versa.
So cool.
So we'll see. Fingers crossed. I'm not expecting anything, but I am hopeful.
Yeah.
So
I definitely, if it's going into the summer, I would love to do like a summer mini trip over to Lubbock.
Just go drive 5 hours, 5 hours up to Lubbock and back.
I mean, you know, make it a road trip.
It is a nice little town. I will say, it reminded me of where I grew up. I was like, I really miss like being out of the city.
What do they have there? Like I don't know anything about Lubbock.
They have, the museum's the biggest part. They have a windmill museum.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, TTU campus is gorgeous, and it's also huge. It's like, it's big. Like UTD isn't tiny, but like it's bigger than
on the smaller, like it's like medium small. I don't know. Yeah. This university is big. It's, I think they recently celebrated their 100th anniversary as well. Oh, really?
So it's old. It's twice UTD's age.
I was gonna say, because UTD is from 69, isn't it?
Yeah.
Nice.
It's nice.
I just love saying that. Yeah, UTD is like fairly young.
No, it is. It's quite a young university.
Think about.
We're babies.
We're babies.
Yeah.
No, but I definitely want to go if I can find the time. 'Cause I feel like if I mention to my parents like, hey, my friend was in this thing and like there's a bunch of cool art from like a bunch of cool people, I don't know, that seems like something they would be into. My family loves museums. So
I mean, I'm glad. Hey, if they're into it, I'll be very happy, because that's a big time commitment to me.
No, for real. Yeah, I don't know. We like doing little like weekend trips or like half a week trips. So I can see us doing
I was gonna say Lubbock is a nice place to just spend the weekend. It's very calm. There's a lot of like nice little places to eat.
Yeah.
A lot of space to walk around. We went on lots of walks there. So I don't know. I just love walking around in fields.
So true. I don't know. It just sounds so nice, like relaxing.
Was.
Yeah, I'm glad that you got to do that.
Yeah.
It's like such a cool opportunity, and I'm really happy for you.
Thank you. It's still sinking in.
I know, it's crazy. It's super crazy. What else?
You had like one more thing on your
what did I have?
On your itinerary.
The eclipse.
That's right, yes.
Do you want to talk about that? So the eclipse will be not this upcoming Monday, but the Monday after that. So like a little over a week.
It's
from
the
now.
What is it? The 8th?
I think it's the 8th.
It's next Monday.
Yeah, so this solar eclipse will be visible in Dallas, including from UTD. So there will be a lot of like viewing parties on campus. And the reason I'm mentioning it a week in advance and not next Sunday, which we'll probably talk about it again on next Sunday, is just so that people are aware of like how busy Dallas is going to be next weekend and Monday.
Yeah.
Because like hundreds, if not thousands of people are going to be like flooding to this area, even people from outside of Texas, just to see this eclipse. Because we're like in the, what was the phrase?
Area of totality or whatever.
Path of totality,
which is like such a cool
banger
phrase.
Like
the
it's
Path
so
of Totality.
metal. I want to like name like a metal band.
That's an album name.
Path of
Totality.
Especially if you like pair it with the image of like the black sun.
Yeah.
Like Path of Totality. It's like, oh my god, end times, end of the world. Which like honestly, can you imagine like being in the middle of a solar eclipse before anyone knew what a solar eclipse was? Like that must be so scary.
I mean, yeah, it's no wonder it's kind of seen as like a apocalyptic event.
Yeah.
Because like, what else are you gonna think when you see that?
The sun is gone.
The sun, it left.
It's just like in the middle of the day.
Yeah. I am very excited. I've never experienced a total eclipse before. I've only experienced
I was
partials.
gonna say, I don't know if I have. Yeah.
I mean, they're rare.
Yeah.
I assume most people haven't. But yeah, it's very exciting. Yeah, definitely. UTD is being very nice and is letting class out during the peak, I guess, during the majority of the eclipse on
which is
on
super
Monday.
cool.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting them to do that because they didn't do that for the partial, which I guess makes sense because it's more, it's less overwhelming. But
still,
yeah. So classes will be out just for that period on that day. Yeah, just be careful when you're driving. There's gonna be a lot of folks on the road, both from in and out of town. I don't know. I'm just staying on campus to view it. That's what I did last time.
Yeah.
My workplace was like having an eclipse spotting event. They're like, you want to come? I'm like, and drive on Highway 30? No, thanks.
No.
No, thank you. I love you, but no, we're not doing that.
But yeah, just basic safety things. Wear your eclipse glasses.
Yes, please.
Do not look at the sun directly.
Please.
I've heard some people do the thing where like they look at it through their phone camera. I don't know if
your
that's actually
phone
safe.
can't really pick it up. It's safe in the sense that your phone screen can't kill you, or not kill you, but like blind you. But you're not really gonna. It doesn't. I've tried it. It doesn't work.
Okay.
You have to use either eclipse spotting equipment where it projects the eclipse onto something.
Yeah.
Or looking at it with eclipse glasses. If you look at it directly without eclipse glasses, you will get solar retinopathy. There is no cure. Please don't do that to yourself.
Don't do that. Don't be like a certain orange man.
Did he actually do that?
I remember seeing photos of that. I could be misremembering, but I remember him.
Well, I mean, I know
up at the
people.
sky.
I know people who've looked directly at eclipses when they happen.
Yeah.
So just don't chance it. You might not go blind, but you also might. Well, you won't go totally blind, but like
you could
may
go partially blind, which is scary.
Yeah, you may or may not, depending on a variety of factors, may or may not burn a hole into your retina. So just don't chance it.
Yeah, don't do it. Be smart.
Be smart, please.
Be smart. And I will say, UTD actually has a whole website dedicated to the eclipse. It looks really cool, actually.
Dude, the UTD webpage is so cool looking.
Yeah, so if you just Google, I just Googled like UTD solar eclipse, and it was like, I think the first link.
Yeah.
So they have a whole page of FAQ. There's like a countdown, safety information, as well as like events on campus where you can go to like watch parties and things. So definitely check out that website because I think that would be really helpful for people who maybe don't know quite what's going on.
Yeah. My guess is that because the last eclipse spotting event we had, they were giving people like glasses.
Yeah.
So if you don't have any, don't worry. They should be available.
Yeah, I believe they're giving them out just like for free.
Yeah, I think they were you can either get them for like $1 because I know some clubs sell them ahead of time.
Sure.
Like UTD Geo Club sold them ahead of time for like $1 each, but I got my pair for free.
Yeah,
so.
usually at like eclipse stuff, they're free.
Yeah, they just want you to be safe. They'd rather
they don't
you be safe than like cough up money.
Because I know there are people who would rather blind themselves than pay like $2. So I really doubt that they'll be like requiring like a fee. Let's see. The totality will last 3 minutes. So like the peak is about 3.5.
It's short.
Oh, it's not. Yeah, 3.5 minutes. But the full like eclipse, like not the peak, but like
it's a couple
overall
hours.
Is like 2 hours and a half.
Yeah.
So if you want to, you could stand outside for 2 hours and a half. I probably will not be doing that. But yeah, it starts around noon that day, and the peak will be around like 2-ish.
Okay.
PM.
Yeah, that's about. I think that's about a little later than it was last time, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that. I think that's gonna be really cool.
It's gonna be awesome.
I mentioned to Mickey before we started that my mom will actually be coming from Houston just to see that eclipse. So we will be viewing the black sun together, the hole in the sky, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So a lot of people will be coming here. Watch out for traffic.
Be safe, and more importantly, just be polite.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
you know, if people are driving crazy on the road, you know what? If they're from out of state, I don't blame them for driving crazy because our roads are crazy.
Also, I'm just gonna say, I have a feeling people from out of state are not gonna be driving worse than us.
You know what? You're so right.
I saw a graphic on the Dallas Morning News like Instagram recently, and it was like the top 10 worst driving cities in the world.
Dallas is like number 3.
No, Dallas was like 8 and Fort Worth was like 10. So like both Dallas and Fort Worth were on the list separately.
Let's go, Dallas number 1. Let's get to that top 5, baby.
And honestly, I got so petty because I was like, so many people tell me that like Houston drivers are worse than Dallas drivers. I was like,
factually
they're
incorrect.
not. Houston isn't even on this list. Maybe they used to.
We could get them there. We'll get there.
Yeah, not with
Houston,
that attitude.
step up your game. You need to drive worse.
You need to drive worse. Maybe Houston drivers used to be worse, but now, according to Dallas Morning News, Dallas is definitely worse drivers.
Maybe it's like location bias. Maybe Dallas Morning News is like, we're the worst because we just are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they love to complain.
Yeah.
Like me. But yeah. Sorry. I don't know.
I know
Sometimes I
that-
just scroll through the Dallas Morning News Instagram.
Honestly, I should do that more often. I should stay better informed as a news podcast host.
I'm never informed.
I don't know things.
I don't know things. Are you kidding me?
One thing I do know, if you don't mind us talking about it, I don't know
Sure.
how much time we have left.
Well, we have like 10 minutes.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
I did recently, because I can't go one podcast without talking about film.
Hell yeah.
I did recently go to see Love Lies Bleeding.
I actually don't know anything about that movie.
Okay, so you don't know anything at all?
Literally nothing. But
Okay.
Feel free to tell me.
Okay, I'm not gonna spoil it. Obviously, and obviously I can't go super in depth because it is R-rated and this is a PG podcast.
Okay.
But it was so good. It's how do I describe it? It's sort of like a crime drama with comedy elements, sort of like pulp suspense thriller story. It's hard to fit
Every
it.
movie ever.
You know, it's like hard to fit it into like a singular genre. It just kind of exists.
Honestly, that's a vibe though. I feel like we get too caught up in like everything has to be perfectly
Yeah.
in a box.
Yeah,
you know?
you don't need to categorize things, and I think this movie is proof of that. Because I feel like if you come in with expectations, you're gonna leave feeling weirder than you would if you go in just for the experience and just sort of go in as blind as you can and just take it for what it is. But I loved it. It's got Kristen Stewart in it. One of my favorite. Well, not my favorite. One of my favorite lesbians. I don't think I have a favorite lesbian, but she's up there.
Every lesbian is my favorite lesbian.
Every lesbian, true. Every lesbian is my favorite lesbian. But it's so. I'm gonna try to describe it without just saying it's so cool. Like, it's got everything. It's got violence. It's got gore. It's got. I'm trying to figure out if I can say this on air. I'm gonna say it. It's got toe sucking. It's got. What else does it have? It's got weird hell trench pits with bodies in it. It's got. Yeah, it's got a guy with the weirdest haircut you've ever seen.
Hell yeah.
It's got a guy with a rat tail. It's got lesbians in trucks.
Lesbians and trucks.
It's
Their
got-
natural habits.
Yeah, exactly. What else does it have? It has cool lesbians, and it also has cringe lesbians, which is very important.
Nice. Representation.
Representation. You need it all. I don't know. It's if you're looking for a movie that's kind of I guess surreal is a word I could use. I watched it and I was not expecting it to be as surreal as it is during some parts. They sort of toe the line between like, is what I'm seeing on the screen actually happening or not, which I really like.
Yeah.
I like it when it's ambiguous, and this movie does a very good job at keeping certain things very ambiguous and other things very explicit.
Okay.
It's also got daddy issues. It's not a
the
lesbian movie
classic.
without daddy issues.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I'm a lesbian, I can say that. Yeah, I don't know. I just say if you are at all interested or curious or confused, and you just have an inkling of maybe wanting to go see it, go see it. Go see it while it's in theaters. It's great.
Love Lies Bleeding.
Love Lies Bleeding. Directed by Rose Glass, I believe, which is
such a cool name.
That is the most sapphic name I have ever heard.
It is.
That's a kick-ass name. I love that.
That's crazy.
But yeah, it's fantastic. Music is great too. It takes place in the 80s, so it's sort of like a. Weirdly enough, it's almost like a period film.
Or, not Blade Runner. What am I thinking?
Blade Runner does not take place in the 80s.
No, what am I thinking of?
What are you thinking of?
I don't know. There's that like classic sci-fi movie. Is it Blade Runner? That it's like the detective guy and the like robot people.
I mean that is.
Yeah, Blade Runner.
Blade Runner.
I know it's not set in the 80s, but it has that like retro future like 80s. But
it defined the 80s in terms of like pop culture.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of that, even though it's not that at all.
It's not that, but it has similar like. I don't know, just certain scenes where like
between that and like the surrealism.
Yes,
you know? That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, there are certain scenes that are like in a similar vein in terms of tone.
Yeah.
Even though Blade Runner is unfortunately not about lesbians, I wish it was.
It could be.
It could be if they give me the rights. If they put me in the writing room, it will be about lesbians.
If you just
rest assured.
if you just use your imagination, everything is about lesbians.
If you think about it really hard, Decker is technically a lesbian. Don't ask me why.
Yeah, he just is.
Decker is a lesbian, and I will not elaborate on that.
I love just like saying things.
I love just saying stuff and then saying I will not elaborate and then not elaborating.
Never.
Never ever. Don't ask me to explain myself. I will not show my work.
No. Why would I?
No.
So much easier to just keep it all in my brain.
Yeah.
You don't have to understand it. I do.
If you know, you know.
If you
and
know,
if you don't, you don't.
Literally, this is what I'm saying. If you know, you know.
Let's see. Do I have any? Oh, do you want to? I guess since we're on the podcast currently, before we go, we could plug the something that you may be seeing in the next issue of AMP.
Silly little AMP article.
Yeah.
Should be coming out this Monday or Tuesday.
I'm excited.
We wrote a little article about our experiences with Mercury Morning News.
Mm-hmm.
That's the normal way to say that. Mercury Morning News.
Mercury Morning News.
So yeah, we just kind of wrote about, the forming of the show and our experiences and why you should listen, which obviously if you're listening now, you already listened. But
if you're listening, you should keep listening.
You should keep listening, and you should read AMP. This is a fun song.
Yeah. I think we missed our cue.
No, it's okay.
Did we?
We're fine.
Okay.
Last time I was on, Andre just went literally the full 60 minutes, and we got cut off by like the end of the.
Okay, good to know. Good to know.
But yeah, we can start wrapping up soon. But yeah, read AMP. New issue.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, it's our little love letter.
Issue. It's not the last issue. It's the second to last issue of this.
Oh, because we still have.
Year. We have the May issue.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. Well, is it May issue or April issue?
Well, the upcoming one's the April issue.
Yeah.
And then...
Guys, I know dates and numbers. It's confusing.
You as the EIC, when is our last issue?
It's confusing because we make it a month in advance, so then we call it like the April issue, but we were making it during March, so my brain gets all confused.
It'd be like that.
Yeah.
I also do that. I have to try so hard not to screw it up on socials because I'm like, wait.
I know.
Hold on.
Oh, what's up? But yeah, go read the April issue probably tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow.
Yeah.
And new merch should also be out with that because we drop on the same day.
Mm-hmm.
So, nothing better than having two big publications to read.
You can dual wield them. You can alternate read one sentence at a time in each.
Yeah, tell us how that feels.
Yeah.
What magic spell you accidentally create. Just read like one word at a time.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we hope you enjoy our little ramblings about our thoughts on MMN. And we hope you continue to listen in every Sunday at 10 a.m.
I thought you said our thoughts on men, and I'm like, did we put our thoughts on men in there?
I love men. That's
you heard
my
it here
thoughts on men. But anyway, what a note to end
You may
on.
or may not be hearing our thoughts on men at some point.
At some point.
Maybe. But read AMP anyway.
read AMP. And I can't believe we're almost done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's crazy, a little bit scary, a little bit sad, but mostly, I'm just here
fulfilling.
for the ride.
Yeah.
So, anyways.
Anyway.
All right. Well, thank y'all so much for listening in. And we'll leave you with the end of this song Cliffs by Francis of Delirium. I don't know if I should shout out the other ones, but
You should, because they're coming up.
They are. We also have God's Plan by Mother Mother.
Ooh, I like that song.
Flora Roja, I said that in the most gringo accent, by Sucio. And Thinking About You by Faye Webster.
Very cool.
Yeah, so we'll be thinking about you. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.
get to work in this human form.
But what job you doing? You a spy?
No, I was singing.
Oh, come on. What are you singing? Traviata?
said you were sure it would at this time. Well, I'm holding you to it. I knew you were right. I'm thinking about you. Thinking
Exaggeration is the key to a happy mirage.